Hey folks, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here on West Washington Avenue at the office of Dr. Jay Hazen, also known as Dentistry for Madison, and we're so excited to be joined now by the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Jay Hazen himself. How are you, Dr. Jay?
Thank you. Good to see you guys again.
Good to have you with us. As always, good to be here. We always love, this is such a beautiful space to film in. You just have a wonderful space. I love how you've literally put two kind of old houses together, but you wouldn't know it when you walk in. It's just such a beautiful office setting, and you've just done a great job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The recent remodel came together really well.
Yes.
And it's since we spend a lot of time here, it's a nice space to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about your title, because you call yourself a cosmetic dentist versus a general dentist or general practice dentist. Why the difference?
Well, I like to get out there and let people know that we do a lot more than just fix holes in teeth and teeth that have problems and pain and so on and so forth. On the cosmetic side, you can really change some lives and give people confidence that maybe they haven't had, give them a reason to smile. And I mean, it's just the most fulfilling part of being a dentist if you can do some cosmetic procedures for patients.
What do you find you do the most of, the general or the cosmetic work? And what are people asking for? Probably
50-50. The cosmetic side is being more and more all the time because I'm getting more and more patients referred to me. So I'm starting to see patients that don't live here in Madison, so it's kind of interesting. They come in out of town, and that creates its own problems, but good things too.
Yeah, but it keeps you busy.
Yeah.
So what's the difference then between porcelain crowns and veneers?
Well, there really is a difference, but the names are kind of intermingled, interchangeable. Basically, the difference is how much tooth are we covering. Are we just going to cover the fronts and the sides of the tooth to improve the look or shape? Then it would be a veneer. If we're going to cover the back of the tooth as well to improve someone's bite, then we would call it a crown. So it's kind of splitting hairs, but there is a slight difference.
I think of crowns as being more of a functional thing and a veneer being more cosmetic. Would that be correct?
That's very correct. The way that we prep teeth now kind of prolongs the life of veneers because we cover a little bit more of the tooth, make the tooth a little bit stronger actually, and often we'll cover a little bit of the back of the tooth to improve the bite as well.
Wow. You know, one of the things that kind of crossed my mind as we were talking about this, and you mentioned earlier that this really can change a person's life. You know, when we think cosmetic, we don't always think of that being as something as, oh, that's unnecessary, that's frivolous, that's fluff or whatever, but it's really not. I mean, a person's smile, if a person doesn't have a smile that they can feel good about, that has a tremendous negative impact on their lives. And so to be able to change that, to give them the confidence to open up and do this is fantastic. So.
Well, you know, we've seen people's attitudes and their entire personality change just when they go from hiding their smile to almost, you know, being so happy with their smile. It just, they come out of a shell basically. And there have been a lot of tears shed in our treatment rooms, and it's not because they were uncomfortable. It's because they've been waiting a long time.
Tears of happiness.
Absolutely, been waiting a long time to be to have that confidence and feel good about themselves.
So now let's kind of go back to veneers a little bit. What type of client would you recommend veneers to?
Well, you know, that takes us to the whole consultation. You know, a lot of people don't know if they're a good candidate for maybe braces or we do a lot of Invisalign, or are they more of a candidate for veneers or crowns, or are they a combination patient? We don't always know until we've had a look, and we can show them. Often I have hundreds and hundreds of photographs of before and afters of patients that probably had maybe a similar situation. So I can say, hey, this patient was similar to you, and look at what we did for them. So sometimes it's just having the conversation. That's where it's got to start. Find out what they don't like about something. It might be something very simple. I had a patient in where she came in because she hated her smile. Well, it turned out that she just had a gum line that was very, very low on her teeth. Her teeth were straight, they were light. All I did was use a laser to raise the gum tissue on her front teeth, and all of a sudden, I mean, I did that the same day I met her. And I wasn't planning on it, but I'm like, hey, let's do this right now. She's like, sure. So sometimes it's more about, what are we going to do? What are the options? What can we do?
So maybe a different way to ask Justin's question is, the folks that end up choosing veneers, especially after a consultation, why are they choosing the veneer?
Well, most of the time, we'll go with a veneer or crown to change someone's smile if their teeth are already worn or broken. they might be crooked, they might have a lot of stain on them, whereas if we just straighten them, we wouldn't have addressed all of the problems. Veneers are nice sometimes in that if we don't have to do orthodontics, in other words, if we don't have to move the teeth, then they don't have to wear a retainer to hold their teeth where they are, because we never moved them. Orthodontics is dependent on people wearing retainers to keep their teeth where they are. So in some of those dual cases where we're doing both, retainers are involved, but if we just do veneers, a lot of times we don't have to do anything like that.
I bet you have some amazing before and after pictures.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You can see them on our website. There's all kinds.
great. So if I just need veneer on like 1 or 2 teeth, can I get that done? And would you be able to match my other?
Oh, sure.
teeth
We do a
color?
lot of custom shading.
Okay.
That's very important in dentistry, that we be able to mimic teeth so that, we are being cosmetic and,
Yeah.
and aesthetic at the same
Right.
time. So yeah, absolutely. That's
So
not
no
a problem.
worries there.
Yeah.
No.
I'm good.
So then what are the overall benefits? Like when you're explaining, if a customer says, why should I get veneers? Why do you think I should get veneers? What are the benefits of doing that, going that direction?
Well, in a lot of instances, teeth that are unsightly and patients are concerned about, they may already have a lot of fillings in them. They may have some intrinsic or stain that's within the tooth that where whitening isn't going to make it better. A lot of times they have a lot of wear on their teeth. I say this every week that we talk. People are living longer and they're keeping their teeth all their life. And so the expectation is that they look like they did when they were 20.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for all of us, not all things stay that way.
Right.
So
All of us.
teeth are certainly one of them. And so we're kind of rejuvenating people when we restore teeth that have a lot of wear, maybe have some cracks and fractures, or have large fillings in them. So there's a lot of reasons to do them, but again, that consultation, the sitting down and talking about where we could go is real important.
Dr. J, we have about 30 seconds left. When people are sitting down and talking to you, I'm sure one of the things that's top of mind is cost.
Yes.
What can you say about that?
Well, cost varies. It's one of those things where we'd like to say, well, gee, everything's free. It's not. Cosmetic dentistry is not, it's a high-end service. It's something where the labs that I use are in California, so they're not cheap. But we do have payment plans. We have lots of options. And a lot of times people are surprised. It's not as expensive as they think that it is. I think that's a barrier that we can easily overcome simply, again, by talking about it.
Right.
Great.
All right, awesome. Dr. Jay Hazen, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on our
thanks.
show.
Good
We're
to be
here
here.
at Dentistry for Madison over on West Washington Avenue. That's it for our show. From all of us here, we'll see you next time right here on Wisconsin Family.